Welcome back. This time around, I'm gonna do something a little different. I know I'm going to see fucking Yay tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but in 2 days. Q2, Q2 update, whatever. This will just be a plug for this week's founder log. Yeah, why not? Just rolling in, obviously. Uh, wow, I've been playing with this for probably 2 hours. Where do I put myself? Okay, so uh I'll probably formalize this in a let me play around with this camera. Okay, so I will formalize this for the Q3 earnings. I mean Q2, excuse me. Um, PowerPoint thing. Obviously, I want to do show and tell kind of deal, and then business overview or whatever. But this can work like a plug, and this will be a bridge anyway, because who knows how the next few days will be. Um, for the sake of presentation projects and whatnot, middle of job hunting and things, and so it's a mess. I mean, there's a slowdown in process, but obviously something that I don't dread doing. It's just kind of a block of work. You just block out time and lock in, for lack of better terms. So general overview: the business per se made 3,700 in rev, give or take. Um, Net income expense wise right around 1k. um then the asset side, playing around this, because naturally, checking accounts essentially fixed, right? I'm using that as a liquidity threshold buffer. The interactive brokers cash basis, that fluctuates literally every day, all the time. Why in the world am I wearing this? Where day to day, it could be, a few $100, could be, $8, $4. I run that thing to the skin, to the bone. Where I don't know, I feel like with a captive partnership capital account, whatever, uh, you just gotta run it to the bone, as close as possible, and then working some of these like founder log thoughts, especially this week. I'm like, well, post Japan, I kind of want to reinvent myself, or lean into who I actually am, uh, and build out that, you know, who I am, right? I think it's like something between the merger of identity, personality, persona, where it's all important, but like, I don't know if it's a presentation thing or what, but part of me is kind of like, you should probably run your 20s like a startup. Now, I don't think that's a healthy thought, but at least right now, like the cash burn kind of idea is coming up, where it's like you just gotta run things until they start working. They're working. This has been the best quarter of Pareidolia's existence. Um, and then last month, the forecast events finally have become profitable. It's probably been a loss leader. It has been a loss leader. Why am I saying probably? Um, but that doesn't have to be that way. Things don't have to keep losing, right? Maybe it's enough time with it. Maybe it's a sizing thing. I believe it was a sizing thing when it comes to the account I manage, or the threshold, the capital that I manage with Pareidolia, are on the book. Now, suffice to say, just running through again. This time around, I'm using the market value. I don't recall if I was using market value last time or last quarter, which I have here. But moving forward, I'll have market value and unrealized losses, which will be right there in the cash flow side of things. Um, just running through liabilities wise, covered calls. There's a plug in there just to make the balance sheet balance, and right, so it was right around 30. I think it was 3,500. Yeah, 3,500. And covered call obligations. This is essentially just collecting premiums as a market maker. But I guess I caught it in the middle of the week, right? This quarter ended in the middle of the week, where um, where Sounds good. I'm recording, but capturing that cash flow, that covered call obligation, or the premium making, right, covered call selling, sell side. Just I don't know. Personality wise, it's always been more market maker where I have this asset. I want to get rid. If I want to get rid of it or I want to sell it at a fixed price, you know, pay me a premium. Let's get her done. And laddering. Now, on that end of things, structuring for the sake of balancing things out, I'm just got to plug something in because how else am I going to make this work? And I don't want to spend 4 freaking hours on it. Thank you, Claude exists where I can plug it. It's a fantastic tool. Now I'm not using that on company books, but or spend, but eventually I think so. I mean, it's just like an assistant. Like there's this weird viewpoint I think people in my generation have, and it's a tool I have to use, or I should use, or can. Do I want to spend more time working on this thing, trying to figure out what is the pedantic item that I lost, missed out on, or don't have the number for when it comes to the data? So there's that. Now, equity side, equities general, just carry forward. Owner contributions equals the equity, right? I own 50% of my company. I wanted a capital partner once I have something down the road or have able to put these, more contributions down. Then this will be scale. We'll be able to scale up on the bootstrapping side of things. Um, an adjustment for the realized losses where Blue Owl. I think I've been pretty public with the Blue Owl trade. Um, Obviously, it's in the gutter. When it came to the equity side of it, where it's depreciated, the equity's depreciated, the price point, whatever. But on the other end of things, right, this covered call process, I was running it probably for at least 8 months. Middle of the week, obviously, weird quarter end, but capturing that where hey, I am sick of having this drag on my book. Let's gut this thing. I probably should have gutted it earlier. Writing it down from 15 to $8. But when there's no total attrition on the book, right? There's no drag where it's like, okay, we're down to 22,000. I think it doesn't like functionally, it doesn't matter. Optically, it matters a little. I think, obviously you want to pound your chest a little about your book. At the same time, I'm a little, what was the term? Effacing. I don't want to say downplaying. It's just kind of like, you have your achievements, you've done well with things, or they worked out systems wise. But it's nothing like really, boom, 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 like that one. What is it? That one scene in Wolf of Wall Street, mid finance movie. I'll put my take there. But Wall Street, Wall Street with Charlie Sheen, a lot better. Uh, so moving forward, my camera's eating up my net income. So net income's 2,700. I'm still eating up part of that. Come on, dude. 2,700. Now, it's not a cash item, so I didn't account for it in the net cash from ops. So I just carry forward, and then the purchase and obviously as a startup, as an investment, what thing, monster, you better be burning cash. And so at least trying to make the option side work. Specifically with Sarepta, the covered call I had, that was half of the options proceeds this quarter. Now, obviously, you chuck that and then reload and sell later on a different date, whatever, in adjustment. Now I think currently is underwater on that by like a few $100. It's kind of irrelevant when I think the total sale will be at a gain comparatively, but obviously you're losing out on premium. But It's premium. It's what market value whenever you want to buy, whenever you want to sell. Um, Aside from that, just heavy reinvestment of the retained earnings, where obviously there's this weird disconnect when you're an operator. It seems like, it feels like, looks like, especially when you're managing your own book, like, this number here is a projection kind of number where, yeah, it's real, but if I'm literally putting that into play tomorrow or whenever, the trade settles, the cash settles, I'm redeploying. Um, I don't know if it's a pedantic thing, but it's like every even, let's say you're working a regular job down the road, especially now, because that might be the scenario. In the evenings, you just set up the trade for the following day and, move on with your life. And setting that up will be intriguing because it's like, well, here's what I'm doing and here's where I'm going. I don't know specific, like, how it's going to play out, but I know exactly what I want to do. And um, it's tough. It's tough to try to, I don't want to say manage it, but it's just like, okay, mental modeling, this exists. It's in the book somewhere. It's in the investments. It's in the, FX trading. It's in this, it's in that. Um, will this reappear? Probably. Will it stay in the book? Who knows? And then that'll just reemerge as gain revenue, or I suppose. Operationally speaking, it should reappear as revenue um, on this end of things. I don't know where else to go, and then obviously the cash burn or changing cash um, fluctuates, and I mean that seems to be kind of like, well, at least on our end of things, um, it's going to be the reinvestment, and so I think with the Q2 report I'll do. Um, I'll have it this way where I'll be like, okay, show and tell, here's the financials, and then thoughts, systems, whatever, forward facing comments and ideas and what I'm doing. But obviously, I don't want to touch like what individual. I guess I can talk about individual trades. It's just, this is kind of a tough area to work with, especially when you're. I wouldn't say I'm autistic, but like I'm very systematic with what I want to do, and I don't want people following me. However, I want you to join me for the ride. That's probably the best way to put it. So yeah, thanks for joining Founder Log. Is it 28 minus 2? 29 minus 2? I'm not sure anymore. Um, it should be right around there. But yeah, we're right around. It should be week 27. So I do want to drop the minus 2. It's cleaner. There was a scene from the Social Network, right? Drop the just Facebook. Great scene. I was thinking about that when I saw a meme earlier this week with what was it? VTI. Drop the I. It's cleaner. So I'm a VT truther, and enjoy the rest, and join me again for my Q2 update report, whatever. Bye.